Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love. Listen, y'all know I'm going to fire my assistant. It never fails. Every time for a show, I be ready to fire her. Does anyone in P-Town need a job? Listen, I need an assistant to the assistant because I can't really fire her because she's my little sister. But listen, the job is like an internship. It pays $0. We just need you to come and be her assistant. No, I'm just playing. Listen, thank you all so much for your patience. Y'all know me on Sundays. I have so much going on. And so we're just a tad bit behind. But guess what? We're going to keep on pushing. And I want to first say that I want to thank everybody who supports the show. That's the first and foremost thing I want to say. I was at an event on Saturday, and this lady told me, she was like, yeah, I'll be following your show, and I saw you, and you this and that. And the lady wasn't a friend of mine on Facebook. She just follows the show, and it was just good to know that she was able to, had that opportunity to let me know. And so for me, it was just a blessing. You just never know who you're touching. You never know who's watching you. You never know as far as what you do, how it affects other people. And that's why I want to encourage everybody to continue to be positive, refrain from talking about each other or one another, because you just don't know what kind of influence you're having out there in the world. You may think what you do is minor, but believe me, you can touch someone. So keep doing you and keep on pushing here. And y'all keep on supporting the show. Now, once again, let me just say this. We are having a contest. When the 1,000th group member, we're waiting on the 1,000th group member. And once we get the 1,000th group member, you will receive a prize from the show. Now, whoever invites this group member from the group, if you invite the person and they join the group, and if they are the 1,000th member, you also would get a prize. So you have to invite them from the group. Okay, so it could possibly be one prize going out or two prizes going out. But the 1,000, when that thing says 1000, that person will be contacted, and we're going to send you a gift from Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love. So today, I want to welcome our guest, our special guest. Been waiting for him a long time. It seemed like we could never get it together. But today we do have Mr. Leon Johnson. He is artist extraordinaire. And as you can see, maybe some of his pictures behind me, his artwork. But we're going to give you an up-close and personal look at his artwork and also allow him to describe it to you as well. Hey, Mr. Johnson, how are you?
Doing fine.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Like I said, it's been a long time. You were supposed to have been on this show, but I'm not exactly sure what took so long, but I'm glad you're here now. So first of all, I just wanted you to tell the people who you are and a little bit about yourself. Now, I know that you're a veteran and all that, so go ahead and fill that in. Fill it in.
Okay. Leon, my name is Leon Johnson. I was born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. I went to an industrial school in my senior year, and also I was a member of the Upward Bound program, which was a good program, and I felt I owed them a lot, because they prepare young kids for college. And it took me 33 years to get my bachelor's, but I could have quit a long time ago because I was doing other things. For as art concerned, I started in the first grade.
Okay.
Drawing. And, everybody, the teachers, teach the kids, or they tell the kids to draw and, and paint or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
In first grade, second grade. But what happened to me was that when I would draw something, the kid would come up to me and offer me a nickel for my work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I remember I was talking to Elise about, there was a movie in where Barry Gordy was supposed to say that somebody would take the last dollar and buy a record instead of doing something else with it. you have a good product and you have a good record. So I knew my work was, was pretty good.
Right.
But then I had to stop. After first grade, because my mom and my auntie said, "You're taking those kids' money. That's the milk money."
Oh. So you had to stop selling your artwork because you were taking the groceries money. Okay.
And then afterwards, there was a guy in my first grade class. Mm-hmm. He's well known in Montgomery. His name was Carl McMullen, but he changed his name to Zaki Fishhole.
Okay.
And if you look him up, he was very popular, and we kind of grew up the same way. He used to do artwork for very little money and stuff like that, But he kind of put me out of business because he was good. This guy was good. And, most of the artists in the town, African American artists, we knew who he was. Mm-hmm. So basically, we were satisfied with second place.
Okay. You
second or third, because this guy was good. But I tried to follow him out to high school, and I didn't know he had changed his name. So I thought he was living large somewhere. But unfortunately, he passed away in 2000. Oh, wow. But he's known, his name is not on the mural that's famous in Montgomery, which is a Martin Luther King mural. Okay. It's a mural of Martin Luther King in the civil rights movement down in the basement of Dexter Avenue Church. He painted the faces, but his name is not on because he was hired to do it.
Oh, and they didn't put his name on it?
No.
Oh, no. And that's what I was telling people. When you hire people, that doesn't necessarily mean they name you to go on your stuff. If I hire you for something that's advertising for me, I don't want your name on it because that thing's going to go all over the place. I don't want your name on my stuff just because you did it. I paid you. That's just like if you ever take my picture and I see your name on my picture, don't ever worry about me using you again because that is not what my picture is for. Now I got to go crop the picture so that it'll be just me so I can use it for what I'm going to use it for. Because say a campaign picture, your name on it. What? Are you running? You know what I'm saying? So I understand it, but for that mural, it seemed like his name would have been on it. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah.
And it was a real tragic event. On his death. But I planned on at least getting him some notoriety in one of the projects I got coming up.
Okay.
Several artists that I looked up to, including Linwood Petaway. I don't know if you remember him.
What did he draw?
He had a gallery. He had a gallery in Trinbrook Mall and then also.
Did he?
Yeah. And he was the one who introduced me to SIGA, which Ed was a part of.
Right.
Ed Joyner. Okay. And unfortunately, Linwood died in 2019. Okay. Now he was commissioned by the city of Portsmouth to do the Colonel Crawford mural. It's right down the street here. Okay. But he passed before he can really get anything going. Oh man. So they recommended me.
Okay. So are you doing it?
It's finished. It was unveiled in 2019.
You know what? That must have been what Mr. Jordan was telling me to go see it.
Yes, it's right down a couple blocks away.
Okay,
it's right across the street from the Commodore Theater on High Street, Portsmouth, Virginia.
Oh wow, we gotta go see that. Yeah. Because Mr. Jordan was telling me you need to go see his artwork, and I never get down there because first of all, I don't do a lot of crowds, and then I don't do heat. So, and people ask, how was you in the military didn't do heat? I was supply. It was always something for a supply sergeant to do.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Supply?
I was supply. You were supply. So if you wanted to...
supply.
Yes, sir.
Chief Petty Officer, storekeeper, we call it logistics now. Oh, yeah.
So, for something that we wanted to get out of, we could always find something to do. And I did not do any yard work, no lawn work or anything when I was in the military. I just couldn't take the heat. And so, I guess I would say I was lucky because I had a supervisor that made sure that I stayed out of the heat and the sun. I was spoiled then, and I was spoiled now. So, praise be to God for keeping me. But, so now you did serve in the military, and you said you was in logistics.
Yes.
Okay. And then once you got in the military, what did you do? Did you retire?
No.
Okay.
No. They had a snafu with my retirement.
They had a what?
Oh, yeah. They didn't pay me.
What?
Yeah, I had to go to the tax man and say, wait, what you guys doing? You know, they had to send a thing to the ship I was on. It was in Africa, and the guy was new. And who? What? So for several months, I didn't get anything.
Oh my goodness!
So what happened was my son-in-law had signed up to be a casual at the post office.
Okay.
And he said, Mr. Johnson, So I went down and signed up to be a casual. And I remember the ad said something about, well, you guaranteed 36 hours. And I said, yes, that's great, 36 hours, that's all I need, because my retirement check was, Well, they guarantee you 36 hours as a casual, but you end up doing like 56.
So now did you, you did retire, it just took a while to get the check.
Yeah, it took a while to get the
okay.
going.
And then you ended up working for the post office.
I went up working for the post office, and after a while, after those long hours and overtime, like, this is good.
I know that's right. That's right.
I eventually stayed with the post office for 22 years.
Wow. Okay.
Because I became a regular in 1999.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, in between that time in the post office, I went back to school at St. Leo University. I got my Bachelor of Arts in Human Resource Administration.
Okay.
Great. At St. Leo. And but I never stopped painting.
Okay.
And the year was coming around 1999. The Back to Prince song. But it wasn't because I wanted to get some paintings out before the year 2000.
Okay.
And that painting over there called Nanny Zone, I'll talk about that later. I started that one back in, I think, I got the photograph in 1983.
Okay.
After the death of my late mother-in-law. Okay. And I'll talk about that.
Okay.
But this one I had to get out. This was actually copyrighted 1999.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is called Music Notes.
Okay.
And originally, a friend of mine at the post office, he was a DJ, he was from New York, and he had a nice condo, and he wanted something, he saw some of my work, and he wanted some original, whatever. And we settled on the price, and a couple of weeks later, he said, I can't pay you that price. So I said, okay, well, we'll go down this price. A couple of weeks later, I can't pay you that price.
Oh my God, what do you want for free?
He kept, I don't know, you would talk about that. But anyway, he told me what he can pay. I gave him a print, the first print, signed it. I kept the original. Right. And then I have sold several of these. There's not many made. But also I have used this for our organization, SIVA.
Yeah.
We had a youth festival in Hampton. And we used a print. A frame print, which was very nice, and we raffled it off and made some money there. Also, I gave my cousin a print down in Alabama, and I said, how much money did it raise? Okay. And she said, she don't know. She said, it never got to the auction floor.
Somebody had purchased it.
The secretary of the church bought it before it can even get on the auction floor.
Oh, wow. It's nice.
Yeah.
And those of you out there, just a reminder that you can call into the show at 757-724-1041. I know you hear the phone binging over there. So if you would like to join the conversation, ask some questions, feel free, 757-724-1041. And he's excited about answering your question, should I say. So don't hesitate to call us or give us the little messages, if you will. Okay, and I do know it's a lot of stuff going on today, even though it's wet outside. So don't call me after the show now. But if you're listening, call us during the show, okay? Don't hesitate. And so now what you're doing is working with Mr. Ed Joyner on the Ed Joyner Morning Show.
Yes, I am.
Okay, now what's your position there? I'm going to let you tell it.
Well, he said that I'm a producer, a co-producer. of the Ed Morning, Ed Jordan. What happened is that when I was with SEBA, Ed was the president. Okay, and you know, the SEBA Southeastern Art Association, we have 5 disciplines, which is the visual art, we have dance, drama, literary, and music.
Okay.
Okay, and I like working with people. I've always worked with people. I've, you know, been in the Navy, serving, you know, and Ed, what he does, and he continued, and a lot of times, the financial situation is on us, it's on me anyway. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I made sure, and Ed had problem getting there, transportation, because so many people with him didn't work out.
Right.
So I volunteered to make sure he gets there.
Okay.
Tuesday morning.
Right.
And then he gave me another assignment to text these people that are supposed to show up and make sure that they show up. And you probably got that message too.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yes.
Wait a minute, put the camera on me, please. Because I'm laughing because he said he gave him another assignment. He gives me assignments too. Like I'm his assistant, so I think I'm his secretary, and you his producer, because he does give me assignments too. He told me, so, where's your email? I said, you know, I give my email. Okay, you gonna get some paperwork in the email, and I need that, and I need it. I said, so he just picks out who works for him. So I just go ahead and go back to him. But I thought that was so funny when you said he gave me assignment, because he would give you an assignment.
He will give you an assignment, but I enjoy it. And I enjoy helping them out. I enjoy getting the talents together. You know, like here in Hampton Roads, there's a lot of talent. You know, it's almost like that show when me and my wife love is American Got Talent. These people working in restaurants and all that kind of stuff, amazing talent, amazing. And I'm like, okay, you know, I agree with it. We got to get some of this out.
Right, absolutely.
And especially with the schools, the high school kids and stuff like that. And instead of them going one way, we can I'm giving an example. I didn't know any artists when I was coming up. Okay. Michelangelo. That's the only one. You know, something like that. But now, if I knew what I knew then, I would, you know, I probably would have never went into the Navy or anything like that. Oh, really? It's because now I know how to make money in art and how to do things, and that's what we're trying to do, is to show them an avenue for as their talent. Absolutely. I teach that all the time. Yeah. All the time. God has given all of us a gift. And you know, your gift will make room for you. You use your gift to live. Right. And you know, back in the day, and I know you remember, our guess we would say our older relatives or our ancestors, that's what they did. They used their gifts. They lived off of their gifts. It's like we're so afraid to live off our gifts today, you know. But that's why you have them, you know. And I work a 9-to-5 job, not because I want to. It's just some stuff. That's a whole nother show, y'all. Messing with the Commonwealth. But if I didn't have to work, as far as because of some of the statues that they set, I wouldn't, because I would use my gift. And the only gift I have, I tell everybody, the only gift I have is the gift of this tongue right here. If anybody take away my voice, I have no more gifts. But that's my gift, to be able to talk to people, to influence people, to uplift them and all that stuff. That is a gift.
You know, people don't realize that, but I had it because I didn't realize it.
That is a gift, okay? And everybody has that same, I'm going to say that everybody has that same gift, but some people are better at it than others. Right. Me and the late Linwood Pettigrew, we used to sit down and we talk about, one of our philosophy was that the cornerstone to civilization is art. Okay? Because, you know, if you didn't have art, everybody be still wearing fig leaves because they had no imagination or nothing. But you think about it. If you wake up and look at something, you look at the wall, you look at the lights, look at the camera, look at anything, look at the table. I bet you'll go back to the manufacturing and find out somebody put that on paper.
That's
Okay?
right.
Somebody put that on paper. And for as speaking, I'm not gonna tell you about certain presidents or whoever can influence a lot of people. Certain ministers can influence a lot of people.
Yeah.
That is an art.
It sure is.
Okay.
It is. And look, come on, let's use well, I call him my mentor. He knows that. Sometimes he be like, you don't call your mentor? But Ed Joyner, Mr. Ed Joyner, his voice, when you see him, you be like, is that the voice that I'm listening? He has a gift. His voice is huge.
Yes.
And I mean, he uplifts, to me, he uplifts everybody. I mean, he jokes a lot and everything when he knows you're comfortable with you, but to me, he just uplifts. He's an inspiration because he used to, I don't know what he saw in me. We met when we used to have meetings for Church Community in Action, and he was like, Mr. McSwain, you need to take your stuff up here to Richmond. You need to do this, you need to do that. He was always trying to show me how to use my own gift, what I had of my own. Not trying to get me to work for anybody. He was just trying to put me out. And then if you notice with him, that's what he's been doing his whole life. Basically using his own gift.
Yeah, Ed Joyner is basically nationwide. Because I remember somebody was saying, Patti LaBelle was talking about, mentioned Ed's name. And Ed tells me all of the entertainers he promoted, like the Commodores.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about Luther, and I asked him about, did you ever do Aretha Franklin? He said, yes, and he said, and then he was telling me some more things about, I think he gave Muhammad Ali his first assignment or something like that right after he got stripped.
Oh, I bet he did.
Yeah. So Ed is practically known, but what he does is he's promoting, basically Ed is promoting people's talent. That's what he does. He draws that out of you, but then he will put you to work.
Yes, he will. And he still promotes talent. He's still doing what he was doing years ago, just at a smaller scale. And that's what I find amazing about him, is that he's still working. And he's older now. But he's still working, but he got us working with him too. So, I love it because I'm learning.
Right.
Because he really wants me to be a promoter. He really does. And he's just teaching me slowly but surely what it is I need to do, and so I don't mind doing whatever he needs me to do. Right. And then he connected you, and look how he promotes you. Mr. Jordan was the one who was like, you need to get him on your show, because when I first started out, it wasn't this show, it was my radio show, and he used to be like, you got that little chicken circuit radio show. He said about my show, and then after a year, he said, hey, your show is good. Everybody talk about your show, and yeah, I said, so is it still chicken circuit? He said, no, you got a good show. But, he pushes everybody around him. And he connects you. And he just kept saying, you need to get him on your show. You need to get him on your show. So now that you're on the show, I'm going to move out of the way. And I'm going to let you explain to everybody about your artwork. And so that it's clear, you can purchase his artwork. Okay, so let me get on out the way. And he can talk about it.
Okay, the first one here is called Music Notes. And like I said, it was copyrighted in 1999. Now, like I said, the guy wanted something, and we settled on the print and everything, but he just wanted some music notes, just plain music notes. And I am not an abstract artist. I prefer portraits, always painting portraits. But I did this for him, okay? And so I said, I need this too plain. I needed something. I needed this to represent something, especially when you're already down the price.
So how did you start it off when you said it was too plain? What did you do? Just did notes?
Yeah, first I was just gonna put about maybe 5 big giant notes and call it a day.
Okay.
But I said that's such a high price that we had to settle on. I said, yeah, we need something more. We need something really, really, really good. So what I decided was my desire was to paint something that make noise. Okay, such as, especially starting right here from the drums in Africa. Okay. And if you notice the earth.
I see the earth.
Right. Okay. And then these are the speakers that I had back in the day. They're old now, but they're there. And then the instruments, the horns.
Oh yeah, they look good. I play the sax.
Trombone. And I purposely put the trumpet at the top.
Okay.
Next to the star in the heavens. When you think about the trumpet.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when the trumpet blows.
When the trumpet sounds.
That's right. That's right. But then I also put the CDs who haven't gone away yet.
Right.
They got disc drive, thumb drives.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff. MPs, 3s.
That's what I used to play. The French horn.
Yeah. Which one was that?
Right at the bottom. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one guy he asked me about that. You got the French horn in there? Oh yeah, you got it. So and people will say, well, why you put the earth in there? And what a lot of people don't know, the earth, to make 24 hours one day, and it's 24,000 miles plus in a circle, is moved, the earth is circling 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
People don't know that. And it's going around the sun at 66,000 miles an hour. That's how fast we're moving.
Okay.
Okay. So the earth has to be making some noise somewhere.
Okay, so it was there for the noise. I was
noise.
thinking it was there because music is kind of universal. As you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I looked at it. Okay.
And then the last part is the actual music notes. I said, well, I just didn't want to put just music notes. It's got to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So my neighbor saw the one that I gave to my friend, the first one. Mm-hmm. So she went and she said, can you give me one? So I bought one, I sold her one, and plus it was already framed and everything. And the night I was taking it over to her, she had some company, right? Okay. And they were music teachers.
Oh.
So they took the picture and they looked at it and they said, both of them, they started singing the song. It's an actual sheet music. Okay. Instead of going this way, I got it coming from the earth. Okay. And you know what that song is?
What is it?
Lift every voice and sing.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's okay. Those are the notes, the beginning notes of Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, man,
And they picked that out when they saw it?
They saw it and they said, well, they got to have one. So my third copy was sold to them.
Okay. And I see the violin over there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is 24 by 20. I do have them in a smaller copy than the big ones, because I really haven't set a price on a lot of stuff. I've been basically a hermit. And I got people working with me now, so we will be getting this up and running for as prints for all of them.
Right, so you haven't set a price on it though?
I have a price, but it's very, it's
but
right
for
now,
your prints?
But it will go up.
What about your small prints? How much are those?
Small prints right now, I think is, I had it at $11.
Okay.
But if you get it now, because it's going to go up, because I have to hire people now to work for me. Okay, if you're ready to sign a contract with somebody.
Gotcha.
Now, the next one is 24 by 30. And most artists are great artists, okay, especially impressionists and realism. They basically...
Bishop Willis.
There you go.
I'm like, I want to know that
There
man.
you go.
He's staying on my promo TV.
One thing about, and I'm going to go back to this here, something my friend said, she said, every great painting has a great story. And I told you about that one. I'm going to tell you about this one. Okay. I needed somebody that is, you can identify, you can recognize. Okay? And somebody at the radio station asked me to do this, and they forgot about it. But I kept it. Okay. And I like, it sits in my office, sits behind my desk and everything. But I needed somebody that's identifiable. Right. That is not, you just can't, you can just draw a circle, put a dot and say, hey, this is, somebody, So I wanted to get this of Bishop Willis and make sure that somebody like you just right up, hey, that's Bishop. I had a guy one time, he was doing some tree service for me. He came up to my office, hey, that's Bishop Willis. Yeah. I said, yes, I got it. Now, I put this building, this is the building to the radio station he had built. And I thought this was a unique building.
Down in Norfolk.
Down in Norfolk, downtown Norfolk, it was across the street from the post office. It is not there anymore.
Right, okay. Yeah, on that corner.
645.
Yeah, it was on the corner up from the church. Up from
that Church Street
that church where Dr. Murray used to be. Yes. Okay. Yeah. It didn't even that looks nice, though.
Yeah. Yeah, well I made it, kind of.
I've been in there on the radio.
Yeah. So I wanted to make this, so right now, I think it would be an iconic painting, especially the building that is there.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's no longer there anymore.
Right.
Okay. So, but I tried to make it as realistic as possible. Now, I do plan on doing another painting of Bishop because I did see a picture of him with that same suit on.
Did you?
Yeah, but he was standing behind a church. I have not seen that picture. I've seen it one time at a glance. And I would love to have that picture. But if not, I'm going to go find that church or find out some of the businesses or churches he had, and then I will be painting another one of him.
Okay.
With the same suit.
Okay. Well, I kept looking. I know that man. We don't watch Bishop Willis. We don't watch Bishop Willis for the longest when we were young. Our grandmother used to have him playing on every Sunday on the television. So I kept his face. Now I never been next to him personally. So when I kept looking, I'm like, well, I know that man. But I remember him as a child when my grandmother used to watch him, and so this is kind of like a take back, a good take back.
Now a lot of people say, okay, well, this was a lot darker than this. Yes, of course, but the way the light hitting, and he's standing in the street, right underneath the sun, so it does make him look a little lighter.
Oh well,
I mean, you know,
I was able to.
You was identified.
Yeah.
Okay. And he did have like my sleepy eye here.
Did he?
Yeah, he has that. Now, but I had in 2003, I had a mini stroke.
Okay.
And I only recovered like 90, a little over 9%. That's it.
I see.
Okay. Now, this is the same size, 24 by 30.
Okay.
Okay. And this is called Public Servants.
Okay.
Now, initially, and like I said earlier before the show, I name all my paintings before I paint them, before I do them.
Right.
I have a name for them. And I got about 300 names already.
Mm-hmm. You got a lot of work to do.
Oh yeah, and you seen one of the ones on the Facebook page of Michelle.
Yes, I did see that. Mm-hmm. I did.
There was something else I got to do with that, but I didn't want to do that one until I had something else to go along with it.
Okay.
Okay. But this is called Public Servant. Initially, it was supposed to be Navy.
Okay.
You know, guys in Navy uniform, the medic, you know, because I was stationed at the Navy Hospital in Pensacola. And I really wanted, and I went to training with them in California. I said, oh man, this is great. This should be visualized, you know. And the military were public servants also.
Okay.
So, and I wanted EMT. I was trying to figure out how to do it. And what really pushed me was there was an incident, a plane crash on the USS Lexington. I still haven't forgotten that. I was stationed in Pensacola Hospital when things happened.
Mm-hmm.
But there was an accident on USS Lexington. It was a training carrier out of Pensacola. And I did notice that it was one African-American female. They had just started putting females on carriers.
Okay.
And she was part of the group that got killed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And her name was Lisa Mayo. She was an airman out of Oklahoma City. But I always remember that. And what I plan on doing is put the 4 people that lost their lives on the back of this here so we can remember them.
Okay.
Now, how do you get to be Norfolk firefighters?
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I already have the names for them, but I'm trying to find out something that, you know, to represent public servants in a dramatic way. And there was a fire in 1998 on Bremerton.
Okay.
And Virginia pilot photographer named Bill Tineman, I can't pronounce his last name. He took the photograph.
Okay.
So after painting, I went to him and I told him about it. And I told Virginia pilot about it. And he said, okay, fine. Okay. And I talked with him. This guy here, his name is Bobby Matthews.
Okay.
He may be retired now. But last time I heard, he was like the union president of the fire department.
Okay. Did you give him a copy?
No.
Okay.
But that's one of the things my wife said, give him a copy, give him a copy. Yes, I get it. He eventually, yeah. But that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I would have loved to have this hanging in the train building of the fire department.
I'm pretty sure they would have had they seen it, especially wherever he is.
Yeah, but he told me he went to the hospital that night.
So that was after he had went in the building.
Yeah.
He was coming out getting some air.
But the fire happened. This incident happened in 1998. I didn't paint the picture, or finish the picture until the year 2000.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people, the first thing they say, "Oh, this is a 911 painting." No.
That's what I said.
This was painted back in 2000. This painting here is 22 years old. It's before 911. And you can still see the green colors. It's still there.
Wow.
Okay. And one thing I did do, because the actual photograph of the picture had, the fire department didn't use the 2.5-inch holes.
Okay.
And we used 2.5-inch hole also in the neighborhood. We also used the 4-inch hole, and that's why I put the 4-inch hole normally you find on the fire on the flight deck.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And it's called public servants.
Public service. So you never did the one that called Navy? Wasn't that the one?
Well, I never did put any Navy people in here.
Okay.
But just say if I had another exhibition of public servants, and then I would have a whole bunch of different people, different group paintings, and I would definitely put Navy in there.
And you do oil painting, right?
I do oil painting.
Okay.
I can do the others. I like doing this first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very good at this.
In the oil. Okay.
Oil painting. Now, here's the one that the director of Northern States Art said that this is your masterpiece. Okay. We call it a masterpiece. This painting is called Nanny's Own. It's 34 by 48. This canvas was purchased overseas when I was in Spain.
Okay.
So that's why I had a different length than the others.
But
now,
you got the canvas overseas and painted on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I started painting on this back in when I was in Charleston, which was in 1990, when I started this one.
Okay.
Okay. And what happened was, this was that was a photograph of my late mother-in-law's. And she had this box. She had all these photographs in it. And I pulled out, I saw one, I said, look at that. And I said, who's this woman? And I was like, who's what's her name? Squeak. Who's this woman? Who's this woman? And no one knew. Her family, I asked her, my ex-wife, auntie, nobody knew who this woman was. And she favored them. Okay? And then there was a baby, but the baby's face was smeared, like the camera had moved, or the baby had moved. So, So, okay, so I didn't have a baby face, but I did paint her face. Okay, until I got, and the window was blank. Okay. The window was white. It stayed white for several years. Okay. Until 1994. Okay. And what happened was I showed this to one of my colleagues, his name was Aubrey Barber. And we started talking about the governor of Virginia. Okay. So he said, the governor of Virginia.
Governor Wilder.
Wilder, exactly. He said, Governor Wilder is African American. Okay. And instantly, I thought about the mother and the baby relation, and then I thought about the women. Gotcha. And I said, okay, well, I remember this building here is somewhat similar shape to the Capitol building in Richmond. I didn't know that. Okay.
Okay, so that building, you just put that building in there?
Yeah, but that was a real building, except for the statues here at the top. Okay. But that building right there is a building that a lot of people around here, especially, and they was born in the Navy, born in the Portsmouth Navy Station. That building was the maternity building. Okay. At Navy Station Portsmouth before they built the new. So I used that for as representation of the baby moving into a government office, or taking on a government office.
Okay,
And
okay.
then the city, then you kind of see, you know, I was going back and forth from Norfolk to Charleston, and I remember the scope. I said, oh man, I gotta get that in there. So I put what I thought what the scope looked like. Of course, it's not, but it had that symbology
Can you see
of the scope.
Can you key it in? So where?
It wasn't a scope, but you know, if my son said, do another one, and then I would put the right, you know, dimensions of the scope.
Okay, but yeah, I can see.
And there's one building I put here was my first 4 years was in San Diego. That was a tall skyscraper in San Diego. I was impressed, so I put that in here.
Okay.
And of course, you had the church, and then something to do, the church. Yeah. And then if you notice that inside the room is black and white,
Uh-huh.
and then outside it's in color.
Right.
Because most times inside a home, it's black and white. Rules you don't break. Okay, or
Gotcha.
certain situations, things you know you can't get out of. But once you get outside, things are in color. However, in this particular thing, there's something to be careful of.
Okay.
Especially back then, black women, they can only get jobs as laborers or whatever. And this kind of it represents my late mother-in-law. She was a great person. Okay, and she got me into the religion, and you know, she was good-hearted, truthful, everything. But she worked in a factory.
Okay.
And when she died, she had nothing.
Oh.
No insurance, no health. You know, they didn't have anything. So that's why this particular building right here is black. And in this particular building, you can see out the window, it's dripping with blood.
Okay, so black represent the factory.
Yes.
And the blood
Right.
represent the work of
Right.
Blood, sweat.
sweat and tears.
Right. Yeah. And that's it. I do plan on. I want to do another one, and this one is. I'm saying it's not for sale.
Oh, I can imagine why.
My family. One time, Linwood Paintway had him in his gallery.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Yeah, very fine guy. He had two of them. One in Pembroke and one off Ocean Shores, I think, or Ocean View, and somebody wanted to buy it. Because the first estimate I got back in 1991 when I came here and I showed it to an artist, he said, that's $14,000 right there without finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
14,000?
Yeah, 14,000 without finish. When that window was blank. But somebody wanted to buy it out of Linwood's gallery.
Oh,
and I told my family
that's
about
nice.
it, and they got upset.
Did they?
Yeah, they didn't, no. Now, I think maybe 4 prints was made out of this small print. But other than there's no prints. That's
So
the days of this.
you sold the prints?
I don't know what happened to the prints. I think that was Linwood. If he passed away and a lot of stuff got here and there.
Okay.
So I don't even know if he sold the prints or not.
So now with the gallery, you would put your paintings in the gallery, but they still belong to you. You just put them in the gallery so people could see them.
Yeah, some gallery owners, like they would have like maybe 10 or 15 artists, but they have wall space.
Okay.
I think the gallery downtown.
Yeah. I don't know the name of it, but I did see some of the stuff in there.
So they have, the artists can buy wall space.
Oh, okay.
Like $35 a month or something like that, and that's what Linwood had. That's what he was selling.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, that's not a lot of money to display your artwork.
Yeah, but you have to be open.
What you mean? Oh, let me get back around here. Let's get.
A lot of times, he was a one-man show. And one-man show means you have to go here, do that, do that, And you have to close the shop if he's in the mall.
Oh, you have to actually had the doors open. I got you.
Right.
Okay.
So that was one of the conflicts that he had. But me, no, if I do plan on having a gallery, I want a gallery, and I want to be something similar to like what the Jones has. The Jones, there's a family called the Joneses down in Town Center last time I checked.
Okay.
And they only deal with family. They hire a family and that's it. They're artists.
Okay.
But they keep the shop open. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so you want your own
I
art
want my
gallery.
gallery, but I don't want to be there. I mean,
Okay.
if I'm there, I'm gonna be. And there's another friend of mine that's been on our show. He does the same thing. I mean, but he have to. If you're the owner, you got to go different places and stuff like that. Hire somebody.
Right.
Hire
right.
somebody. I mean, you got an assistant.
I do.
If you have
She
your
worked
assistant-
every penny.
If you have your assistant, what will happen? Right?
My assistant
Don't you have an assistant?
is worth every penny, baby. I wouldn't trade her for the world. Oh my
That's
goodness.
what I'm talking
But
about.
yeah, so you say you about to hire somebody now, right?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to sign a contract with a person I know. Her name is Arnette Adams, and her website is ArnetteAdamsFineArts.com.
Okay, and she does painting as well.
No, well she does photography.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's all.
but she has a website set up that like if you want a painting or something like that, you contact her and we'll set it up. She'll do a lot of the assistant work,
Right.
and all that instead of
Right.
me doing a lot of talking, whatever. I mean, I don't mind talking. I would do the talk. I would, if something comes up, yes, I'll talk. I love talking to the customer. Matter of fact, and they told me the same deal. You just don't shut up. So the professors, the skip, you go to everybody there. Me and a friend of mine named John. He'll skip us too, and he'll go around everybody. Why you do that? Why you do that? You'll talk.
Yeah, they're gonna get a credit listening to y'all. Well, listen.
Anyway, she, and then eventually we'll get to the print because she, instead of me, going online and finding, okay, this person wants this, and then you taking a picture of something to the print shop and then doing all stuff, and when I should be just standing here working on my board.
Right, right. And so, and that it makes it easier because I joke about my sister, but it really does help with the time. Like there's sometimes I'm just real busy. Because y'all do know that I have just became the first female commander of the American Legion Post 190. So I'm busy, and so sometimes I need somebody to make phone calls for me, and of course set up all of my interviews. It seems like I have more interviews now since I took the show on by myself as like an interview every other week for the most part. So she takes care of all of that for me, and that alone is a time saver. So. You're right. Sometimes you do need some assistance, and you ain't got to have a lot of money to have an assistant. What I'm saying is, you don't have to be rich to have an assistant or to need an assistant. Let me say it like that, because I'm nowhere near wealth. Well, I'm rich, but I'm nowhere near full of money in my pockets and my bank account. But I still needed someone to help me out with my schedule. So you have to get what you need sometimes to make it work. So if you think you need an assistant, you need somebody, listen, find you somebody that's willing to do it for a few dollars, or somebody that's willing to do it, like in my case, she got a lot of publicity being my assistant the last how many months? The last 3 months she done became a household name. Everybody know who she is. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she get what she wants right now. So, listen. But I want to, go ahead.
Just one other thing I forgot to mention, and that with Nanny's Own, that kind of created my business name.
Oh, okay.
So my business name is Original Oil Painted Memories.
Okay.
Because of the memories of
Nanny's
Own.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And, a lot of people go into history.com and all this kind of stuff, and then I'm like, they should come to me. I get them a real good. Because I've done a black and white painting of the military guy. I don't know if you saw that.
And it's on your page.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to
He
go.
served in World War II at Omaha Beach. I'm like, what? Black man?
Okay.
He never showed that, you know. But his family had me to do a portrait, and it remained in black and white. It was black and white oil painting. And it's on my website. Not my website, but my Facebook page.
Oh yeah, I knew it was some black. My papa was in the war, and my grandmother was like, I don't know how you say it, but it was like, I was like, Grandma, what did Papa do? Pick up dead people? I'm like, huh? That's a way to tell your grandkids, right? But basically, you know, he was doing more logistical work because you know that it was only a few jobs that they did, and actually working for I guess the what you call it? I guess like the funeral part of the what's the name of it when you work with the dead people in the military?
Mortician?
Basically working for a mortician was one of their jobs.
Yeah. That was one of the jobs. One of the jobs I had not like that, but I did have a case in the Navy. And it's called CACO.
Okay.
Casualty Call Assistant Officer. And that is that I was picked as the chaplain. You know when the chaplain and the military guy comes to the family home? I was one of those. Yeah. And it was one of the jobs I never wanted to do, but it was one of the most rewarding jobs that I had. Sure. Because once they said, well, you know how to talk, you know how to communicate with these people. And I said, because at first I didn't want to say, there's other two guys, they're higher ranking than me, you know, send them. But they chose me, and I didn't want the job, but it was one of the most rewarding jobs that I had. I never got a medal for it, but I never got an appreciation letter. But my reward is that the family was satisfied. You know, after he was buried, make sure he had a good funeral and had, you know, everything was done according to what the wife wanted. Right. And then he had this the honors and stuff like that, you know, down in Valdosta, Georgia. The honor team came from Jacksonville. I had to make sure all that happened. Right. And then after the funeral, I had to make sure that she got her benefits. And everything was done correctly, and the family was so happy. They were so proud, and I felt very proud of that. I'm sure they'll be happy now that was still going on as far as making sure they got their benefits, but now you pretty much got to get out there and find out how to get your benefits on your own. But, you know, but I can imagine how rewarding that was to be able to go and comfort the family. But I was like, if ever somebody I love was in the military and they knock on my door, I am not opening the door. You would not get to tell me that my loved one is not coming home. But listen, anyway, we salute all of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, of course, you know, and that's why we have Memorial Day, and we'll never forget what you've done for your country. And I want to thank you so much, Mr. Leon Johnson, for coming on the show, sharing us the stories behind your paintings, because everybody don't know that most of the time when artists paint, they have a story. And so we want to thank you, and I want you to keep that camera on me so I can talk to my people. Listen, you guys, everything that we do on Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love has a message. We're always sending a message. You might not like the message, but it's a message for somebody. Understand that. And we want y'all to know we have talent right here in the Hampton Roads area. We have a lot of people doing things, and we're going to keep bringing them to you. And I also want you to know that if you have something going on and that you know is beneficial to the community, you can contact us and we can try to get you scheduled for our show. But we got to make sure that it's something productive now. Okay, exercise. Y'all know we just had the exercise in the show, and you know I can use a little bit of it. So if you're doing something unique, even our youth, if you got talent, you have talent, or you're educated to where you're overly achieving, let me put it that way. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Just achieve. You want to come on my show. If you're a youth and you want to come on my show and tell us about what you're doing, you can come on our show and tell me about what you're doing. I don't care if you're rapping. I don't really care. As long as you're doing something positive to speak to other youth, you give us a call
and we're going to make a way out of no way. So listen, thank you so much for tuning in. I thank you all for your support. If you want to support us, you can also support by filling out your check to Real Talk Live. Just Real Talk Live. That's all you need to put down there. Real Talk Live LLC. And you can just fill it out to Arnette D. McSwain. It doesn't even matter. We can cash it. Whatever. $5, $10. We do have Cash App as well. Just inquire about it. My P.O. Box is P.O. Box 3012, Portsmouth, Virginia 23701. You can donate to the show so that we can have more things for the community. Also, more gifts and more giveaways, more prizes, okay? As you know, our phone number is 757-724-1041, and we ask that you only text us after show hours. Listen, God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. Go on and love someone else. Blessings to you until we shall meet again.